in the US. Well, first of all, we will take a few minutes to look at our company and know something about Yeastar. What to know about Yeastar? Before we actually get started with today's webinar, there are three things I'd like you to know. First of everything, we are a designer and a manufacturer of VoIP products. That is to say, all products you buy with Yeastar brand on it, they are all designed and manufactured by us here in China. We don't do, we don't buy any other equipments from other brands and put on our own brand. We don't do OEM from other products. Everything is designed and manufactured by us, and we have a over 100 people R&D team. So they are all here to maintaining and upgrade our products according to your requirements and of course the demands of the market. So we keep improving our products to make sure it will suit you and will offer you the best competitivity you need. And our global appearance. Well, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. First of all, we'd like you to know, we'd like you to see how we evolved through time. So we are, our company is established in 2006. So now we have 11 years working in VoIP industry, and that is all we do through this 11 years. From this form, you will see how we evolved and upgrade our equipment. So now So in the year 2006, we have our first products. That's a simple voice board. Then we have our first generation PBX, IP-PBX. That is our U series. Now we don't do this anymore, but we have put all years experience and hard works and into our new second generation PBX, which here, as you see in this form, last year we have the S-Series PBX published. This is the major, the main products that we are going to talk about today. And of course, we have other equipments that you might need, like gateways. Well, you will possibly need gateways in many occasions when you're setting up a telephone system for customers. So we really have them all. And as I have said, everything is designed and manufactured by us. And we are headquartered in China, in Xiamen, which is a very beautiful island in China. And we also have an office in Dallas. So we will surely offer local sales service and technical service for the US market. But we will be talking about that a little bit later. So now we have over 100,000 enterprise users all around the world using Yeastar products, and we have over 100. We have partner channels in over 100 countries. So we're not only offering products from China for China or for the US, we are really offering for the whole world. Well, this will surely give us a lot of edges because we can receive information's requirements from all around the world. We know how people use PBX in all around the world, and with that, we will surely bring you new things, new stuffs. And okay, so I promised I won't waste your time with a company introduction. That's all I have to say about our team. We are established in 2006. We are headquartered in Xiamen, China, and VoIP is all we do. We design and manufacture VoIP products. Okay, now let's get into product introduction. And well, this is the biggest part for today's webinar. First of all, we will be talking about our major product line, that is our IP-PBX product line. That's, as I have said, In 2006, we have published our first generation IPPBX. That's our U series. We've been working with this U series for years. We have gained a lot of experience on that, and of course, we have a lot of regretments because there is a lot of things we want to do to improve, to strengthen these products, but we cannot because of and the limitation of hardwares and softwares. But now we can have all of our ideas realized in S series PBX. That's our new second generation S series, our new generation IPPBX, and I will show you what we have done on this thing. First of all, you will see this form. Okay, these are the 4 models we offer for S-Series PBX. The smallest one is S20, which offers a 20 users and 10 concurrent cores. So this equipment is really for SOHO users. They have it's very suitable for a company from 20 to 30 employees. That's our smallest model. And then we have S50, which is provided for bigger organizations or companies, which include 15 users and 25 concurrent cores. So that means you can register 50 extensions to this equipment. And then we have S100 and S300. These are the equipment we offer for our enterprise users, for bigger companies. With S100, it supports up to 200 extensions and 60 concurrent cores. And S300 can support up to 500 users and 120 concurrent cores. So these are the market. These are the end users we cover. So organizations, smaller organizations from 10, 20 to 500 extensions. Not all companies need one phone for each each employee. So the company size, the range of the company size is actually a little bit wider than the range of number of users we show in this form. But you will see our ideas, our target market are what we call SMB. We surely love this market, and if you have end users who are SMB and require a enterprise level quality for their telephone system, our products will be very suitable for them. Okay. Here we have all important parameters shown in this form. I believe you will see more detailed information because our friends from Alloy will surely offer you as much as they can, including all those data if you're interested. So here I won't spending too much time on talking about all those numbers, codecs. Okay, that can be very boring. All I have to say is from this form you can see our S100 and S300 are expandable equipments. That is to say, a basic equipment as shown in this form, the S100 will offer you 100 users and 30 concurrent cores. But if you want to expand the system, you can have up to 200 users and 60 concurrent cores. And so is S300, which offer you only 300 users and 60 concurrent cores with a basic equipment. But if you like, you can expand your system to 500 users and 120 concurrent cores. Okay. These are expandable systems, but I'd like to emphasize here that we don't realize this through license. We love the very idea that we earn from the system expansion. This is a great business opportunity for us and for our partners. We surely know that we need to make sure our partners can earn from, system expansion. But we don't like licensing. We don't think that's the best way. So we find another solution, and we are pretty excited about that. But we will be talking about that a little bit later in this webinar. Other things I like to talk about here is, as you see, we support video here. We have all video codecs shown in this form. That means if you like to use video related functions like your VC system, like your video IP phones, or even your IPC, you can all have them connected to our PBX, and the video will be the video data package will be passing through and dealt without any problem at all, as long as those equipments support same video codecs as we do. Okay. One last thing I like to mention here is, well, you see the number of voicemail we supported here in this form, and they are all expandable. So if you like, you can expand the system storage with other equipments, like with TF card, with SD cards, with USB, with SSD, external hard drive, internal hard drives. We all support that on different models. So these will surely offer you more space to put in your recordings, your call logs, and at the same time, because it's not stored in the flash, it will surely ensure the stability of the system. And as I have said, our friends Loy here will be offering you more detailed information about all those stuffs. Okay. And we have talked about the equipment, and now you have a very clear view over the 4 models that we offer. And of course, here we have put the trunks that we supported. And if you must know, we have we support BOSI, PSTN, analog, BRI E1. PRE1, and of course mobile trunks in our equipment. Okay, and so that means you can use our equipment in most cases, because when you install a PBX for your end users, they are very likely to have their some frustrament in the equipment. That is to say, they have some lines from service providers that they possibly out of dates, like they possibly have A1 lines that they used to use, but they don't want to know, but they don't want to just throw it away, because the service provider won't just tear up the contract. So we can support all kinds of lines, so they can put all of their existent investments in good use. Okay, and now let's talk about the characters of our S-series PBX, the highlights. First of all, we want you to know that it is a totally expandable system. Well, you already see from our form that all of the equipment, the S100 and S300 are expandable, and this is how we realize this. We have said that we don't like license because, more often than ever, your customers, your end users, don't really like licensing because they kind of feel that they've been robbed, because they have already bought the equipment, the equipment is in their office already, but they cannot get the full capacity here. So our solution here is this D30 module. So with this little module you installed on your motherboard, you will have additional 100 extensions and 30 concurrent cores, and you can install that on either S100 or S300. As I've said, it's a very small chip. You put on your equipment to get all those extensions and concurrent costs. So in S100, as I have said, you can install one D30 and besides the basic extensions, you will have expansions and the concurrent costs. You will have a great expansion. You can double the capacity. It will make your system a much bigger with 200 extensions and 60 concurrent costs. And with S300, you can actually install 2 D30 cards. So that means you will have in total 500 users and 120 concurrent calls. So why we do this? Well, because we want to increase our competitivity while guarantee the margin, the profits for our partners. Well, while you buy products with licensing, the cost of the hardware is already included in the price. They cannot change that. They just charge some additional prices with the licensing, because manufacturer won't just give you free stuff, right? So even though you are not actually buying this, the price is already included in this equipment. And either the customer needs it or not, they already pay for the hardware. I can assure you that. But we don't want to do this because this will decrease the flexibility with our prices, and in fact will squeeze the margin of our partners. So what we do here is offer this D30 cards, which is a separated piece of hardware. You can choose to install it or do not install it upon customers' requirements. So the cost will not be included into the equipment by default, and you can actually charge your equipment charge your customer for it as much as you like, because that will include the communication, the cost of communication, and the cost of the hardware itself. And so we believe it will also is a very great way to make sure that you earn enough you can really earn from a system expansion and do not lose any business possibility with this equipment. And also, other than it's expandable, it's also a customizable equipment. We will show you how. So what we make sure here is that we offer you two kinds of expansion cards. One we call it EX30 card, the other we call EX08 card. And what they do here is they offer interfaces on the PBX according to your requirements. So that means an EX08 cards, as you see in this slide, will offer you 8 RJ11 ports. 8 RJ11 ports. So if you need, you can put in at most 3 EX08 card in your S300. And the EX30 card will offer you 1 E1 port. So you can just install corresponding card into the equipment to customize the equipment as you need. So we take S300 as an example here. So you can put in 2 EX30 cards to have 2 E1 ports, or you can have all E1 ports. That's totally depend on you. And of course, if your customer use only IP phones or SIP trunks, then they don't need any other interfaces. So you can just buy a basic equipment with no expansion cards at all, and the front panel will be all blank, no interfaces. Okay. This is pretty great. This is pretty cool because your customers can really customize this equipment according to the case you get. And on this EX08 card, we also offer you 5 kinds of modules to offer you different kinds of ports. Like here we have a S2 module, the green one, which will offer you 2 FXS ports. So that means you install this port, you install this module on the EXOA cards, you can actually customize how do you like to, what kind of ports are those RJ11 ports. They can be FXS ports, they can be FXO ports, they can be as BRX ports, which I believe you do not use in the US. And of course, if you like, you can also insert SIM card into the module and have mobile trunks in your PBX. So everything here is customizable. You can just put those modules on the expansion cards and on S100 and S300, and you can just give your customer exactly what they need. If they need, like for example, five XSO ports with, that's okay. You can give them equipments with 5 FXSS ports and 5 XSO ports and nothing else. And of course, that's well, the expansion card is also available on S100 and on S300. So on S100 you can have 2 expansion cards, and on S300 you can have 3 expansion cards. And in our smaller modules, the S20 and S50, though the RJ11 ports is already fixed in the equipments, you can also install different kinds of modules that we have mentioned before. You can have them integrated to your system. You can also customize what kinds of ports you need on S20 and S50. Well, this is what we offer with the expansion cards and the different kinds of modules. So we'd like you to be really sure about what we are doing here. The reason why we do this is, because as we have, first of all, this will offer you the technical flexibility to offer your customers exactly what they need. And sometimes the requirements of the end users can be very specific, and well, it takes some time to find the perfect product for them. And more importantly, if you can, with all those modules, all those expansion cards, well, the price of this equipment can really be very flexible, because when you use the hardware, you have to include the price in the you have to include the cost in this price. But if you do not use it, well, you can just give them a basic equipment. Everything is flexible, while it can, as I have said, guarantee the margin of our partners. Because we more often than ever, you have to adjust your price, because there are other because you got competitors in the market. But those expansion cards will make sure that you can more accurately control the cost of each equipment you offer. And okay, that's all I have to say about the hardware structure of the equipment. And now let's take some time to talk about features and functions. This is very important. So other than changes we have made on our hardwares, we have added a lot of new features, new functions. We really try to explore new ways to use our PBX. And here are some ideas we have. And if you get the demo, you will see it. And first is an App Center. Because all of our equipment is based on Asterisk. I haven't mentioned this earlier. I think it's very important, so I say it here. All of our equipment is based on Asterisk, and our S-Series PBX, this product line, is based on Asterisk 13. So not only the hardwares are modularized, the software is also modularized. So this is how we make this possible. App Center. So this is basically, as I have said in this slide, a repository of all non-core functions such as LDAP and auto provision. So these are non-core functions. So they are not like things like dial plans, routing rules, which is the basic core function of a PBX. These are non-core functions, but they are very important, and especially functions like auto provision, it requires constant maintenance and upgrade, because IP phone manufacturer always come up with new modules, new products. We need to keep up their pace, so it requires a lot of work here. So we put all of these kind of features like auto provision and LDAP. These are only two examples here in this App Center. So you can just upgrade and download and upgrade them separately. So if you need, you can just get into our App Center and decide if you like to upgrade the auto provision or not. So if you don't use the newest IP phones, perhaps you don't need to upgrade them, which will surely decrease the risk that come up while you upgrade the whole firmware. And of course, if you want, you can just, as I have said, upgrade them separately, and do not touch the stable firmware you already have in your system. And of course, other than that, we have other features, we call applications in this App Center. For example, we have third-party integration in this App Center. So if you need to use them, you can get a trial version from the App Center. And of course, we have our own modules in this App Center as well. So as you see in this slide, we have a hotel system, we have billing system, we have client module. All of those applications developed by us is also included in App Center. And when we have third-party integration, like with PMS, with CRM, and our call center kit, they all will be included in the App Center. Some of them will be free, some of them won't be free, but we will have that all in the App Center for you. Okay. Okay. I have mentioned auto provision. These are the brands that we support for now. So as you see, we support Yealink, we support Snom, we support Cisco, Grandstream, Polycom, EdgeTech, FanView, and VTech. So all those phones are supported by our PBX. So whichever one is important to you, we already support that. These are the major brands that you can find in the market, and we are also working on other brands to make sure that you can use our equipment while automatically configure the IP phones. And we also support customized configuration files. That means sometimes you have your own phone, your IP phones, and it is not supported in our equipment. But when your customer needs you to set up the system, you can just manually upgrade the configuration files to our PBX and apply it for auto provision, and that's also okay. We also support that. Okay. Other things that we like to talk about is third-party integration. We are currently working on CRM, and you all know how often a company uses CRM. Of those three brands that we have mentioned here, Sugar is already supported. We are working with Sugar. Our sales team actually is using Sugar in our office with our own PBX, and that works totally fine. And we are currently our R&D team is currently working with VTiger and Zoho, and they will be ready pretty soon. So if you integrate our PBX with CRM, what they do here is, as you see, first of all, you can manage calls directly from CRM. So you can just click to call. So you can just click one of your contacts from your CRM, and the system can just make a phone call through your PBX and your desktop phone. And of course, one of your customer who is one of your clients who is registered in the CRM, if they make a phone call to the PBX and you pick up the phone call, and a window will just automatically pop out, including all information about this customer, like whatever you have put in your CRM system, like what orders have they made, what topic you are currently discussing about, all of those information will pop up in your computer once you integrate your CRM with our PBX. And of course, we have a call center kit. Call center is very, very, very important in many markets. And to be honest, we try to make our own call center kit, but it's not entirely successful because call center management is a very, very professional field, and it requires a lot of years dedication and hard work on that. But we do not want to spend too much energy because we are not because we need to focus on our VoIP products. So what we do here is we do co-branding with a very good with a very good call center kit, which called Q-Metrics. We do co-branding with them. You can find their application. You can find the Q-Metrics in our App Center, and if you need, you can get free trials directly from our PBX, and you can just pay to get a permanent version. Q-Metrics is very great. You can have them both on cloud or in your local server. You can integrate that with your PBX system, so you can have a totally working call center with within your customer's company if that's what they really need. And this is our call center kit. I believe it can help you a lot. And of course, hotel solution. If you have hotel customers, most of hotels, bigger hotels, they will require a professional PMS, and that's basically the same as the call center kit. It's a rather professional, and also for hotels, hotels are a pretty closed business. They are very standardized, they are very matured, so everything have to follow right into their standard. Otherwise, it's not good for them. So we think it will be best if we can integrate to the PMS that is already out there rather than making one ourselves. So the first thing we do here is Char. Char is a integration program that is specialized in integrate Asterisk to PMS, and we've been working really hard on that, and it's been great for us. So, I surely know that in different markets, people use different kinds of this kind of integration program. Char is not very popular in the US. This is the example we have for now. If you have hotel customers and you need to integrate your integrate their PMS to the telephone system, we can surely work on that. We just need to know what it is, and we are willing to offer you a solution on the integration with Hotel PMS with the program they use. And of course, other third-party integration will be ready soon. We are currently working, as I have said, on a lot of things. Now let's talk about some other cool functions, cool features that we have on the PBX system. Okay. So first features that I want to talk about here for this part is multiple terminal on one extension number. This is also called what we call a SIP forking, technically speaking. So this means the number of extensions is limited in our system. You already see that, but you can actually register multiple terminals on one extension number. So well, you see here, with one extension number, you can actually register 5 SIP equipment to this extension number. So SIP equipment, we actually means your IP phones, your laptop with a soft phone, your mobile phone with a soft phone. So all those equipments can be registered to one extension number, and they will have equal access to all phone calls made to this extension, and they can all be used to make phone calls through this extension number. So if you really think about it, you can actually have really a lot more equipments than you can expect it. And of course, as your mobile phones also can share the same extension number. That means if you are not in the office and someone actually call your extension number, as long as you have a soft phone and have your smartphone registered to this extension number as well, you can really just answer this phone call wherever you are with your smartphone. And you can also make phone call through PBX where you are with the usual extension number you use for a desk phone. And of course, if you like, you can have your IP phone in your house registered to the same extension number. So you won't miss any phone call wherever you are in any status. And as we support RJ11 ports in the equipment, you can also register an additional analog equipment to the same extension number. So at most, extension can support up to 5 SIP terminals and 1 analog equipment. So 6 in total. That's in condition of having RJ11 ports directly on your PBX. And the security is also very important. We are surely aware of that because fraud calls is a big issue nowadays. And as long as you have open interface to the public network in your PBX, you will have the risk is there. You cannot ignore that, and we'd like to do all we can to decrease the risk, because with a PBX, if you want to fully use it, you will probably need to have have your PBX connected to the internet. So for this occasion, we have a built-in firewall and auto defense system in our PBX. So a built-in firewall is, I will explain it. It's quite technical, but I like to explain it a little bit. So normally, according to our default settings and general common knowledge on internet and the VoIP industry, by default, a call will go through UDP 5060 ports. That's the only port they probably need. They need for phone calls and We use one port, the 5060 for SIP registration, and the RTP 10,000 to 12,000 for data stream. So these are the only ports you actually use when you want to processing a call through SIP. But a hacker will just find any loophole in your system and get into and use it to get into your system. So the best way here is to really block all other ports and only leave the ports you like to use. This will significantly decrease the possibility of being hacked. So this is what building firewall is. So you can just, in building firewall, you can just leave the two ports I've just mentioned, or if you have changed the ports, that's also okay. You use them, you just leave them open and block all other ports. This will offer you very great protection. And of course, we have auto defense. This is our automatic defense mechanism. So with these features, the system will supervise all the data package sent and received. And if there is suspicious actions like sending too much data package in too short time from one IP address, then this IP address will be directly blocked by the system. So system will reject any requirements to get access from this very IP address. This is our auto defense. With those two features, we believe we can make sure that your system is safe. But if that's not enough, we also support VPN. Our PBX can also be used as a VPN client or a VPN server. That means you can, if you don't want to, you don't really need a third-party, VPN service, or you buy your own, VPN server. You can just build in this. You can just use the built-in VPN server in our PBX and set up your own VPN network for your telephone system. This will really secure your system. One thing I need to clarify here is that our PBX cannot work as a router. It's not a router. So that means if you like to use these features, you will have to put a router before your PBX. But as I have said, it can work as a VPN server or a VPN client if you do this. Okay, this is our VPN, and another cool little features we have made in our SPBX is AutoClip. AutoClip, as we explain here, is redirect call to original extension. So I will explain this with an example. For example, you make a phone call to one of your customers with your PBX, with your desk phone, and naturally the caller ID their customer receive from their mobile phone is the trunk with which you make your phone call, right? But whenever they want to call you back, they will find this number and call you back. But this, as I have said, this is a trunk in your company. Very likely this call will be not sent to you directly. It will be dropped to an IVR perhaps, or to the front desk. That's if they're lucky enough, right? So it will be very hard for your customer to find you directly again. What AutoClip do here is to make it possible when your customer call back, the system will notice that and direct this call directly to the extension who make the very original phone call, despite of any dial plans, any inbound call routes in this PBX. The system will just ignore all that and send this call directly to your extension. I believe I have explained this very clearly. If you have questions, you have doubts, you can just leave me a message in the GoToWebinar, and we will be answer your questions a little bit later when we are done. Okay, and one last thing I like to talk about here about our product line is the Linkas application. This is the soft phone application that we make, especially for our S-Series PBX. This is a Yeastar soft phone application. Actually, it's not only a soft phone, because other than making phone calls, we have a lot of features. You can check your voicemail with your Linkas app. You can record with this Linkas app and download your recordings with your Linkas app. You can actually, in our next version, you can actually initiate a conference call through your Linkas application. So all those features has been integrated to make sure it's not just a soft phone. It can do way more than that. But if you really want, you can actually have your own soft phone. You can actually use third-party soft phone. We still support that. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about our S-Series PBX. We also have gateways. Well, gateways are pretty easy to understand because, in our biggest equipment, we support 24 RJ11 ports at most and 3 E1 ports at most. In many cases, it's not enough. So this is why we have gateways. So you will have to offer extra interfaces, like for other trunks or for more analog phones to your system. That's what we support, or that's what we support. Now we have from 4 to 32 FXS ports analog gateways that will offer interfaces for analog phones, and we have 4 to 16 FXO ports for your analog lines. And with TG gateway, that's our gateways that can integrate mobile trunks, that is to say SIM cards, into your system, so you can make phone calls through SIM cards. And we have from 1 channel, that is 1 SIM card, to 16 channels. That is, with that equipment, you can have at most 16 SIM cards into your system. And of course, we have E1 gateway. We have 1 port E1 gateway or 2 ports E1 gateway. If you really need E1 connection, E1 lines, and you don't have enough space in your PBX, you can use these gateways. All gateways can be connected to our PBX through our local network, and the configuration is very easy.